What's up, everybody? Welcome into Group Chat Football Live. I'm Peter Ariz alongside D Money, and this is our National College Football Show where we talk recruiting, transfer portal, coaching movement, and much more in the crazy world of college football. We actually have breaking news that just popped here in the last 20 minutes or so here, as one of the top defensive line prospects in the country is now off the board. Four-star defensive lineman Jermaine Kinsler has now committed to Texas A&M. This is someone that we've spoken about before here. Just visited Michigan. We did a video on Michigan recruiting recently. And Kinsler's a guy, plays basketball as well, 6'7", 270. Had offers from the likes of Michigan, Ohio State, Miami, where his brother Tommy plays, and A&M is the choice.
Yeah, and you look at Texas A&M and what they are building through recruiting and the portal. A lot of size, lot of length. You know, Lamont Rogers, right? Keati Armstrong from the high school ranks, transfer portal, Sam Mpemba, TJ Searcy, even Julian Humphrey as a corner. These are big, long, athletic players, and you're seeing some of that here with the class of 26, landing Jermaine Kinsler, 6'7", up to 270 pounds. Former basketball player, number one player in New Jersey. He actually still plays basketball. His brother is an offensive tackle at the University of Miami. So he's originally from Ocala, Florida. So you're Texas A&M, not a lot of local ties, right? You're getting a Florida kid who lives in New Jersey to go all the way to College Station. So a major recruiting coup. Number one player in New Jersey from this powerhouse program that we all know, Bergen Catholic. And this is somebody who I don't think is a finished product on the defensive line, but you see him playing tight end. You see him running around. He is a basketball player. He has that mobility. I saw him in person this past spring, almost a year ago, I guess, and he was definitely all of 6'7", lanky guy. He probably is going to be a 300-pound type player on the defensive line, a defensive end that could set the edge with some athleticism. Still raw. I wouldn't say he's a finished product, but as you see with guys like Mpemba and Searcy, they are trying to load up on body types, guys with the tools to be coached up in Mike Elko's system. And it's a big get, man. Michigan looked like they were in on this one. They were going to be probably the favorite. Ohio State, Auburn also in there. Of course, Miami, where his brother is. He visited last spring. But Texas A&M, led by defensive line coach Son Spencer, gets a huge recruiting win.
The movement skills, man, that's what I see with it. And look at this. I'll show this real quick here. This was last weekend, February 2nd, or so. Excuse me, sorry, don't have it up here. Let me pull it up. But this was last weekend here with Coach Moore at Michigan. So this was February 2nd, and this is a big win for A&M, fresh off that Michigan trip.
Yeah, you look at some of the comments they gave to 247 about the commitment. He says, Coach Spence, is Sean Spencer, the defensive line coach, has been hitting me up since the start of the recruiting process, and I felt like it was home. I love how he coaches guys. His nickname is Coach Chaos. That should tell you everything you need to know about him. A lot of comments about Texas A&M being like family, the coaching relationships. Really, that is mainly what he talked about, was the coaching relationships, not so much, the location. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but again, this is not a local kid. So very much you chalk this win up to good recruiting, a good staff, good chemistry. This bumps up Texas A&M's class, which already has 9 recruits in the class of 26, which is a lot, up to number 2 in the 247 ratings. That's the number 1 class in the SEC, right behind Oregon in the overall ratings. Again, very early. When you go to a state like New Jersey that regularly produces first-round NFL talent, and you land the number 1 player in there from a big program like Bergen Catholic, that's a huge move. And this is a school that has other great players as well, highly rated guys in the defensive backfield and beyond. So, there's a school you want to get into, certainly, if you are Texas A&M and Mike Elko.
Yep. I mean, look, if he stays in that weight room and the physicality comes out of, because you know how those basketball guys are. Sometimes you gotta really get that toughness out of them, but the frame is there. That just not too many guys. It's that combination of the frame and the movement skills that can really be a scary thing down the line. So huge get here for the Aggies, a guy with a ton of potential, and we'll track him this year, man. I think, like you said, not a finished product yet, so can really take a big leap in his senior year. And we'll track all these guys. The senior film tells you a lot because guys, this is football. Their bodies are constantly changing. We mentioned the toughness, the physicality. That's not always there from the jump, right? So a guy like him, I think his senior film could be a lot more eye-popping than what we even just saw right now.
Yeah, and again, a lot of pressure on Coach Spencer to develop these guys. Look at the portal. We talked about it earlier. Guys like Mpemba, guys like Searcy, highly rated guys out of high school that have the length, that have the athleticism, but don't have necessarily the production that you want yet as far as portal additions. You know, sometimes these portal guys come in ready to rock. Sometimes you're getting them almost like recruits where they still have development left. Texas A&M has leaned, to me, more towards the developmental side when it comes to their portal class, getting very explosive wide receivers who maybe haven't produced as much as you want them to. They've had flashes, certainly, but they're not like, 1,000-yard receivers coming in. These are guys that you're developing. And then on the defensive side, same thing. You're seeing that also with the recruiting class last year, which I thought was a really, really nice class for Texas A&M. A lot of good body types, a lot of exciting developmental prospects with big upside, good evaluations. And now you're seeing that here in 26. Getting a guy like Jermaine Kinsler, who, if he's 6'7", 305, 310 pounds, moving around well, that's an NFL player and someone's going to help you in the SEC.